Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sleeperhold Society podcast, where we take the chaos of Friday Night Smackdown and break it down with as much precision as a Brock Lesnar suplex. I'm Joe Rogan, and yes, I survived another week of deciphering pro wrestling logic.
And I'm LeBron James. Let's be honest, I could dunk on some of these guys and their egos in my sleep, but hey, at least they're entertaining.
And I'm Stewie Griffin. You're welcome, by the way, for elevating this podcast's IQ. Without me, it's just two grown men rambling about spandex.
All right, tonight we've got everything from dominant factions smashing their opponents to, let's say, less than flawless promo segments. Spoiler alert, Stewie's got some thoughts on Logan Paul's win, don't you, Stu?
Oh, Rogan, I've got a thesis. But first, can we address Batista showing up like it's 2008 and walking out like he owns the place? The man's got more comebacks than LeBron in Game 7.
Hey, watch it, Stewie. Game 7, LeBron is sacred ground.
Let's save the banter for the breakdown. Speaking of which, let's get into this week's Smackdown match card and the mayhem it delivered. First up, Wade Barrett took on Rey Mysterio Jr., and folks, let's just say Rey's aerial maneuvers didn't exactly stick the landing tonight. Barrett grounded him faster than TSA with a broken scanner.
Man, Wade Barrett's elbow strikes, brutal. But Rey's heart, though, always there. This match was more about Barrett trying to prove he still got it, and he did.
Yes, Wade Barrett wins with a bull hammer. And Rey, bless his little Lucia heart, is now stuck in what I call the legend enhancement phase. Translation, he's the wrestling equivalent of a tutorial level.
Then we had Demolition Axe and Demolition Smash versus DIY. Gargano and Ciampa were out there trying to recreate magic, but let's be honest, Demolition flattened them like an 80s hairband revival tour.
Gargano and Ciampa need to rethink strategy. They've got skill, but Axe and Smash came in swinging with old school power.
DIY, you adorable underdogs. Look, Johnny Wrestling, maybe leave the demolishing to, demolition. Next!
Xavier Woods took on Mark Coffey in what can only be described as a single showcase for Woods. This guy's been quietly building momentum, and tonight's win nudged him closer to serious contention.
Coffey had moments, but Woods is bringing that New Day energy. He's sneaky good when it comes to solo matches.
Sneaky good. LeBron, he's like the avocado toast of wrestling, unexpectedly reliable. Moving on.
Core JV. Shotzi had the women's division buzzing. Cora pulled out a win, but not without Shotzi making her earn it, hard-hitting and fast-paced.
Cora's got that underdog grit, and Shotzi's got charisma for days. This division's heating up.
Cora Jade, congratulations, you've officially graduated to credible contender. But let's face it, you're still a promo away from being taken seriously. We'll work on it.
Next up, Logan Paul versus Eddie Guerrero. Yes, you heard me correctly. And yes, Logan Paul won.
Logan's athleticism is undeniable, but Eddie's a legend. This one's going to divide fans.
Divide fans? LeBron, Logan Paul winning is like pineapple on pizza. It's polarizing, unnecessary, and somehow people love it anyway.
Then came Batista 08 versus Fiend Bray Wyatt, John Cena, and Kenny Omega. Batista pulled off the win in this chaotic clash, proving he can still go toe-to-toe with the best.
Props to Batista for standing tall against that lineup. But man, the storytelling was everywhere. Bray and Cena looked like they were teaming up just to keep Kenny at bay.
Batista 08. Is he time traveling now, or does WWE just have an endless nostalgia buffet? Either way, it worked. Kind of.
Finally, Rock 24 versus Fiend Bray Wyatt 23 and Damian Priest. Rock took the win, but let's talk about the tension between the Fiends. That was the real story here.
Rock's got momentum, but Bray's dual personalities are still in the spotlight. This feud's got layers.
Layers? Please, LeBron, this feud has more twists than your hairline. But I'm intrigued.
This week's promos had everything bravado, awkward pauses, and a lot of you'll see what happens next. First up, Kenny Omega backstage issuing a warning to Batista after that main event. The man's intensity is off the charts.
Kenny's promo game is strong, but Batista brushed it off like it was nothing. You know there's going to be a follow-up.
Oh, Kenny, sweetie, if you're going to threaten someone, at least enunciate. Half the time, it sounded like you were reciting an anime monologue.
Then there was Bray Wyatt 23 cutting cryptic promo on Rock 24. He's teasing a darker, more unified persona, if that's even possible.
Bray's always been cryptic, but this promo felt different, like he's about to snap.
Snap. Bray's been snapped since 2015, darling. But yes, do continue your emo poetry slam.
And we can't forget Logan Paul celebrating his win over Eddie Guerrero. Short, sweet, and just enough to rile up the crowd.
Logan's playing the villain role well, but it's only a matter of time before someone takes him down.
Let's hope that someone is the ghost of Eddie Guerrero, because Logan's smugness has reached intergalactic levels.
All right, time to shine the spotlight on factions, those beloved, chaotic groups where betrayal is basically a rite of passage. Smackdown didn't hold back this week, and we've got plenty to unpack.
First up, let's talk about the Fiends, Bray Wyatt and Bray Wyatt 23, or is it 23 in prime? Whatever they're calling themselves this week felt like the calm before the storm.
Oh, it's coming. The only thing more inevitable than a Bray Wyatt betrayal is Vince McMahon trying to trademark it. They had this uneasy alliance in the Rock's match, but did you see the side-eye 23 gave Classic Fiend? Delicious.
And Damian Priest, he's caught in the middle, trying to keep up with their cryptic nonsense while staying relevant. It's like he's the third wheel on the world's creepiest date.
They've got tension, but that's what makes them dangerous. The Fiends work best when they're unstable. It keeps their opponents guessing.
Yes, because who needs trust when you've got ominous lighting and creepy sound effects? Moving on, let's talk about DII. Agano and Ciampa clearly aren't on the same page. Losing to Demolition, embarrassing.
Yeah, that loss stings, but it could lead to something bigger, maybe a full-blown breakup. BI's story has always been about love and betrayal at Shakespeare with super kicks.
If they break up, it'll be epic. But for now, they're floundering. They need a strong win next week or they risk sliding into irrelevance.
Speaking of irrelevance, let's not forget the New Day or what's left of them. Xavier Woods had a solid win. But with no faction backup, he's like a one-man karaoke night, entertaining but lonely.
It feels like Woods is carving his own path, though. Maybe it's time for him to step out of New Day's shadow and aim for singles gold. What do you think, LeBron?
He's got the charisma and talent to do it. If Smackdown plays this right, Woods could be a breakout star heading into Backlash.
Breakout star or not, factions live and die by their unity or lack thereof. The Fiends are imploding, DI is teetering, and Woods is on an island. Smackdown factions are a mess, and I can love it.
Now, let's dive into that main event, Rock 24 vs. Fiend Bray Wyatt 23-3 and Damian Priest. This one was pure chaos, and I mean that in the best way possible.
Rock 24 is in phenomenal shape. He carried this match, and it felt like a statement win. But let's not ignore the real story, the tension between the Fiends and the Fiend.
Tension? Darling, it's more than tension. It's a full-on soap opera. Bray 23 spent half the match glaring at Classic Fiend like he stole his Halloween candy.
And Damian Priest was caught in the crossfire. He had some great spots, but you could tell he was trying to mediate while still competing. Tough gig. Tough gig.
Key moments. Rock's spine buster on Bray 23 was a thing of beauty. And that people's elbow, vintage Rock, and the crowd ate it up.
Yes, because nothing screams modern wrestling like a move from 1999. But let's talk about production quirks. Did anyone else notice the lights flickering every time Bray 23 got tagged in? Subtle? WWE, very subtly.
The post-match drama was the cherry on top. Rock standing tall while the Fiends argued ringside. That's the kind of visual that sticks with you.
It's setting up something big. Rock's clearly a contender for Backlash, but the Fiends, they're heading for an implosion.
An implosion, yes, but the fun kind. Like when a cake collapses, but you still eat it because it's cake. I can't wait to see where this goes.
With Backlash 4 weeks away, SmackDown's laying the groundwork for some major matches. Let's speculate wildly, shall we?
First up, Rock vs. Bray Wyatt, or maybe both Fiends. It feels inevitable, right? The question is, will Rock be facing a united front or two Bray Wyatts at war?
Two Bray Wyatts at war. Oh, how delightful. I want a cinematic match where they fight each other in a swamp. Make it happen, WWE.
Then there's Logan Paul. He beat Eddie Guerrero, which means he's gunning for something bigger. Maybe a U.S. title shot at Backlash?
It's logical. Logan's divisive, but he puts eyes on the product. A title match would be huge.
Yes, because nothing screams prestige like Logan Paul holding a championship. What's next? A TikTok belt.
Cora Jade and Shotzi are heating up the women's division. Could we see Cora in a title match at Backlash?
If she keeps winning, absolutely. SmackDown needs fresh faces in the title picture. Cora's got the momentum.
Cora Jade, the future of the division. Shotzi, the present. Let's hope they don't ruin it with a 12-woman tag match for no reason.
And what about Batista? He's back. He's dominant. He's already ruffling feathers. Could we see Batista vs. Kenny Omega at Backlash?
I'd pay to see that. Kenny's technical brilliance vs. Batista's power. Instant classic.
Yes, Batista vs. Omega. But can someone explain why Batista 08 is back? What's next? John Cena 06. WWE's multiverse is getting out of hand.
All right, that's enough speculation for now. Let us know in the comments who you think is heading to Backlash and what matches you want to see.
And don't forget to predict which faction implodes first. My money's on the Fiends.
Oh, they'll implode. The only question is, will it be glorious, or will it be Bray talking to a lantern for 20 minutes? Either way, I'm entertained.
All right, folks, it's time for Fan QA, the part of the show where we answer your burning questions and occasionally roast you in good fun. Let's see what's in the good fun. Let's see what's in the mailbag.
First up, we got a question from Wrestler 420. Do you think Logan Paul could actually become a world champion in WWE? Short answer, probably not. Long answer, please don't make us lie. It'll be our timeline.
Oh, I don't know, LeBron. A Logan Paul title reign sounds like the kind of chaos this world deserves. Can you imagine the press conferences? And in today's sports news, Logan Paul fought a bear for his next TikTok while wearing the WWE Championship.
Next question comes from Suplex City 95. Is DIY breaking up after losing to Demolition? Look, anything's possible, but if they do break up, expect it to involve at least one betrayal, several sad montages, and a very emotional promo from Gargano.
Gargano's good for at least two. It was supposed to be us. Speeches before steel cage match blow off. Classic WWE booking.
And let's not forget Ciampa, who will absolutely sit in the corner and glare dramatically for 15 minutes. That's how you sell betrayal, people.
All right, last one. This one's from Fiend Fanatic 66666. Which version of Bray Wyatt do you think is stronger, Classic Fiend or Fiend 23?
Ooh, tough one. Classic Fiend has that unstoppable mystique, but Fiend 23 feels like he's been hitting the gym and reading Sun Tzu. I'm going with 23.
I'm going with neither. They're both going to implode, and we'll be left with a third Bray Wyatt, who's somehow even weirder. I can't wait.
Great questions, everyone. Keep them coming. Drop your hottest takes in the comments, and maybe we'll feature you next week. All right, that wraps up our SmackDown recap. Let's quickly revisit the highlights. The Rock dominated. The Fiends are imploding. Logan Paul somehow beat Eddie Guerrero, and Batista 08 is still a powerhouse.
SmackDown shaping up nicely for Backlash, and we got plenty to look forward to. Who's turning on who's earning a shot, and who's going to deliver the next viral moment. Stay tuned.
And don't forget to prepare yourselves emotionally for Logan Paul's inevitable TikTok promo about his victory. Wrestling truly is an art form.
Thanks for watching the Sleeperhold Society podcast. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment with your thoughts on this week's SmackDown, and let us know your predictions for Backlash.
And if you don't subscribe, just remember Stewie knows where you live.
Oh, I do. And I'll be waiting. Good night, everyone.